Alright guys, so I've gotten enough requests to do a live reaction. So as you know, I'm experiencing this for the first time. And I decided I'm going to pick up where I left off, which is chapter 45, page 34. I was planning on waiting until the start of 46, but these chapters are so long and there's so much dialogue in each page. I couldn't do that. Like, why wait like another half hour to an hour of reading? So we'll see where it goes from here. So this is my live reading of Shingeki no Kyojin, otherwise known as Attack on Titan, starting on page 34. So the premise is Eren just got freaking, well, he didn't get owned. He was technically winning, but then the colossal titan did a sort of like body screwdriver sort of drop from like 60 meters up, which disoriented Eren. And long story short, now they're gone. Mikasa is just woken up 5 hours later, and she's like, "Oh crap!" And then she was informed by Armin that they can't chase because they have to like transport the horses to the other side of the wall. So let's begin. Chapter page 34. I am going to read until either my battery dies or it just gets really tedious. And I have a feeling it might, because it seems like these pages are highly dense, and I am already pretty tired from talking so much. I've been making like hour-long videos upon hour-long video. Anyhow, don't you agree? This is man, this is gonna be a problem. I don't know all their names. It's a blonde-haired guy with a mustache. He's the guy who was the soldier, and Hans. I think his name's Hans. Haha, this is Armin. The height difference between local bullies and titans is a little too conspicuous, though. Okay, so they're reminiscing about how they used to do the same thing, except it was always with bullies rather than titans. And Mikasa always had to save the day because Eren was always too rash and always went out on his own. My personal opinion is Eren should just walk up and leave. I mean, honestly, Eren is just retarded. He's always doing his own thing. Mikasa's always taking care of him and trying to help him, and he's always pushing her off. So, I mean, I just think he's inconsiderate. Anyhow, oh well, despite not being all that strong in fistfights, that idiot always jumped right into the fray, never giving a damn if it was 3 guys he was up against or 5. That's true. Eren was always like, he's always doing what he thinks is the greater good. I feel like what's going to happen at the end is he's going to figure out that, oh shoot, the humans are actually the bad guys. And then he's going to be like, oh shoot, I'm the guy who's caused the most damage because I've been attacking these human titans like Annie and the rest of them when they were actually the good guys. And he's always ended up beaten and bleeding by the time Mikasa came to his rescue, or us soldiers stopped the fighting. But you know, while I've never seen him win, I've also never seen him give up when he was losing. That's true. I mean, he technically won versus Annie, didn't he? He had that irrepressible tenacity that scared even me from time to time. He would get knocked down multiple times and he would get back up every single one of them. That's how he is. So do you really think that a guy like him would obediently go along with his kidnappers, letting them do as they please and take him away? Most likely what I feel is going to happen is Eren's probably going to morph into Titan form as soon as he regains consciousness. So it's going to be that constant struggle where maybe he has Eren in his hand, the armored Titan, and then he just, boom, he just shifts into form and then just keeps fighting until they, have him down. Or I'm hoping they have him strapped down and tied up with rope so he can't cause himself damage. I mean, technically, they always can. Like, that whole concept where Annie needed the ring to hurt herself. I mean, can't you just bite your tongue? And I mean, that's. I guess you need a certain amount of injury. So, like, unless you cut your tongue off. Okay, so that would make sense. Anyhow, the answer is no, he wouldn't. He'll try to raise hell with everything he's got. All the more so if there are only two enemies, no matter who his enemies might be, he'll make sure to give them as much trouble as possible. Until me or you guys come to his rescue, it's always the way with Eren, you know. It's all, yeah, the translation's a little off. I mean, this is originally in Japanese, so the grammar's a little wishy-washy. So now we see them staring off into the distance. I like those days. Maybe they really were only days of false peace, just like Eren said. But still, I was content to just be a good-for-nothing drunken soldier. I was just called to dinner, so I kind of have to put this to an end. I'll go for a couple more pages. And I will do whatever it takes to get those ordinary days back. No matter how much time it takes, I'll go with you. Those good old times just won't be back for me without all three of you together. So yeah, it's okay now. Okay, wow. So they're all looking at each other. Mikasa's like crying again. They finally take a bite into their whatever those are, pieces of bread, and then they stare off into the sunset. And then you see, holy crap, there's a flock of horses like galloping along the top of the wall. It's kind of like the Great Wall of China, except the fact that there's no real ledges. That's super scary, honestly. Like, you just fall right off. They're here. To think that they'd come riding horses on top of the wall. Krista, I'd like you to stay here after all. I won't, so don't make me repeat myself. I simply can't sit back while Ymir is being taken away. How come they have not yet questioned Krista, otherwise known as Historia? They were informed of how vital her importance is, how she is the girl who always hangs around Ymir, who has vital knowledge on this whole conspiracy. And yet here she is, and they've completely forgotten about it. Back when the priest, who not long ago told them that this girl had secret information. You and Mikasa should understand that better than anyone, right? Krista's right, Armin. We all have more than enough reasons to pursue them. I personally still can't believe all that ish about them. I'm going to try not to curse. I've already cursed a few times, but I refuse to believe that Reiner and Bertholdt are our enemies. By the way, if you saw my last video, I confused Reiner for Bertholdt. I kept calling Reiner Bertholdt. Until I hear that from them directly. This guy's an idiot. Reiner and Bertholdt are obviously the Titans. That's been confirmed. A nice said, yeah. Commander Irvin, huh? Even the military police tag along? Just arrived in time, sir. Is the situation the same? Yes, sir. Hanji-san, give me the map. Okay, so Hanji-san's woken up. She's begging for the map. There's a forest of giant trees here, although pretty small. That's where you should head to. Guys, I think I really have to... I can't continue this. My mom's going to storm up here. It's going to be a very awkward scene. I have to eat dinner. So I hope you guys enjoyed my short live reading, stopping on page 41. What else? Let me think. There's this one last complaint I had to have. Oh yes. I'm just confused as to why exactly. And no, I'm not a hater who constantly complains, but it's kind of confusing because I like the fact actually that the word is being spread that these guys are Titans, or maybe Titans. And I always didn't like the fact that it was kind of covered up that Eren was a Titan, or Erwin. Aaron, and as well as Annie. Like that sort of news was covered up, which I didn't like because if there's traitors or people in the government who don't want that being like spread out, then that plays into their favor. So now I feel like more people, like most of the MP and the Scouting Legion at least, know, because this news is spread out, that Ymir and these guys were also Titans. So it's more of a group effort now. I was really scared at that point a couple chapters ago when it was like, wow, only a few people knew about it, and Captain Irwin was in that sort of meeting, telling it to these people, and like half the table were Wallace, and I was scared that all the Wallace were bad guys, so they would have like silenced Irwin or killed him right there. Luckily, that didn't happen. So maybe even the Wallace aren't horrible people. They're maybe just doing the greater good. But who are the bad guys? I feel like the Titans. Anyhow,